Hey boys, we're back with 3 Mark 25, and this time it's another tank destroyer, the Strv 103B, and the 3 Mark requirements for this are about 3950. In terms of equipment, we went with the rammer, vents, and turbo. The turbo is especially essential on the Strv 103B because it affects the statistics in siege mode, so you end up going about, instead of the 10 kilometers an hour or whatever it is in siege mode, you go 16, so that's a pretty big bonus. And then rammer obviously do more damage, and then vents is kind of a nice piece of equipment for the extra DPM. And I really just wanted to have the absolutely insane reload on this tank for the Mark, so that's why I didn't go with hardening. And we have a 4.94 second reload, which is just nuts. Just like faster than, almost as fast as the intra clip on a lot of autoloaders. In terms of shells, the gold APCR is strictly better, or I guess the shell velocity is a tiny bit worse, but basically strictly better. So we went with 47 of those complete HE. Don't think I really ended up shooting any HE because it's not very high pen. Then we ran food, didn't get on fire at all on the 60 games that I was doing my marking. And then in terms of field mods, we have the reinforced suspension, which is strictly better, the parallax adjustment, which is strictly better. With the extra V range, as always, extra reload because shoot more faster, and then the extra engine power because the aiming speed is actually essentially a non-factor because this thing is just a laser once it's in siege mode, and you aren't really firing too much out of siege mode. So with that out of the way, because in terms of other things, we have a really nice camo, a nice 52 camo. So this thing has really nice camo, which is great for getting into positions and staying dark. All right, with that out of the way, we're gonna jump into some games. So we're starting the Mark off at about 93.85 on the Mark, and the Strv 103B has two main playstyles. It's obviously a very capable sniper, which is the traditional playstyle, but it can also be quite aggressive. The two positions that I'm thinking about going to on this map are trying to go up here and play aggro, or going to this area down here and then getting good snipes in. I could also potentially go up here, but I think this is the most logical play because I can get lots of free damage without risking my tank. Going up here could be workable, but with a couple super conks and this line shit show is a little bit risky. Has been a little while since I played these games, so I guess I was feeling a bit more aggressive. The position it looks like I'm going to is actually going to be about here. You can get potentially free shots into people crossing here. If I fire, the EBR is still like little like me. I only have about 10% camo once I've fired. Those lines seem likely to poke out. I'm not loving this positioning here. It seems like they don't have a ton here though, because if we were back here, we wouldn't be too likely to get damage, but alright, there we get something. And we miss. This serve gun is very accurate, so that's just unlucky. JP100 is a great target, but if he hits, I need to hit him 3 times for getting hit once, so a bit risky. That was a terrible poke. It's been about 2 weeks since I played these games, and I'm not really sure what's going through my head right now. Or what's going through my head right now, anyways, is I should probably be getting back to here. I don't think this is going to go so well, and it looks like past me agrees. That went poorly for him. If I had been a little bit more attentive, I probably should have gotten about 2 shots out there for free, maybe 3. One on the Strv crossing and then one on the Aggie 100. I definitely shouldn't have taken that hit from the minnow. That was just a very bad poke. Generally, the best place to shoot the Strv 103s is in the side right there. They have very thin side armor, so you can get the free damage in. The lower hull can be overmatched by 121mm and up guns, and the upper hull by most of it is 60mm, so it needs to be 181 or higher. And then as you can see, it's got a heat shield on the front. which makes it so the heat is less effective, although you can still pen, depending if you hit it at the right spot or have very high pen. With the 5-second reload, I'm able to put shells down very quickly. Versus the Yag's 18-second reload, and at minimum I can get about like 4 or 5 shots off for each shot he fires. Strv also has excellent mobility at something like 50 or 60 kilometers an hour. I think it's like 50 base, and that means that I can put some more distance between me and them. Although this is kind of looking terrible. And that's about that. So at 2800 damage, we are about 1200 short of the mark, so we drop to 93.6. On to the next game. Alright, we're on Overlord, all 10s again. This marking session took place directly after the lion was released, which is why we're going to see a shitload of lions. I don't tend to take that sort of thing into account when I'm marking. Alright, so in terms of playable areas, going in these bush lines about here, maybe about here, is a place that I tend to go. So I can kind of get aggressive and usually get shots into here, and with my great camo I can stay dark. TDs I think go here. I never really go here. You could kind of try and I could also try and play in here, but this is probably where I'm going to head to start. I don't generally end up taking the kind of back TD positions because I feel like I just can't get early game damage in them at all. And as I said, 93.6% of the mark. So we can definitely get up here safe. I just don't know how much damage we're actually going to be getting. I thought I was lit there, so I started backing off, but I was not. Kind of playing this a little bit awkwardly. I can't get my gun down because of how I position myself. If I was a little bit farther over, probably going over there is a little bit better. Alright, the I-7 at this angle is not the greatest target. 350 pen is solid, but it's just gonna be hard to pen him unless he does something stupid. He peeked back a little bit, but this is still not the greatest. If he 130mm gun, if he hits me in the lower hole, or if he hits me near the gun, those are both 40mm areas, and he'll pen me for sure. Of course, as long as I'm safe, I can get some assist damage from whoever else was shooting him, so that's nice. Currently not really loving this. I think it's probably best to try and maintain a middle position until something breaks, given the current what everything's currently looking like. And yeah, it looks like he hit near. Oh, I think he hit the upper part of the other tank, which is just an overmatch. This Strv has a lot of paper areas. When backing up, I put my gun up like that. That tilts the tank backwards, which gets me into safety just a little bit quicker. The E3 is definitely a very menacing tank that could fuck me up real quick. And the extra turbo, having the turbo especially makes me much more agile in siege mode, allowing me to get back over those ridges more safely. He could be annoying. Yeah, there's not really anything I was going to do about that. I didn't have enough of a warning to get away from him. Honestly, oh well. I really keep seeing the C100, and that's definitely looking like somebody I'd like to farm. I also don't want to let that Manicore get behind me again now that he's lit. I would like to push up to this area, but I can't yet until this line is cleared out. Because I don't want to get over pushed by him. He doesn't seem to be paying attention to me, so I'll take what I can get. I think at this point I'm dark, so that wasn't too greedy. Alright, nice. At this point I should be able to safely play these bush lines and line up the Lion or the IS-7. I just figured might as well take that blind shot. If he was going back in a position, then I would have gotten him. At this point, I'm thinking about moving into here or into here. That's not great. I mean, we've had a good game at this point with 4,400 combined damage, putting us a little bit over, but I don't want to be a one shot. Finally, I might get a chance to eat that E100 over here. As long as he fires, I should be able to get 2 shots in. If he has a small gun, 3 shots in pretty easily. Alright. Just waiting for him to turn enough that I can poke or to fire at somebody. I'm actually able to stay dark here and just line my shot up. Hoping that he'll fire so that I can just stay up here. That's alright, I can just keep going dark and keep poking, and unless he gets a really lucky blind shot, then I should just be able to farm out for all his hit points. Yeah, just wait about 10 seconds from the shot and line up another one. Or is it for 65 takes shot? Yeah, I hear the shot, so you can just hold this now. Alright. Looking for another target. The 183 is going to be a bit too low. I have the lines over there in the 2685. Thinking I should probably move up now. I don't think that they're likely to overpoke here. I can probably move in and get two or three more shots off depending on how this goes. The Strv can very easily pick over these ridges, exposing minimal parts of the tank. I'm going to go for the 2685 here, just for the extra damage for the mark. Nice. Should have gone for the 2685 there. I'm actually not sure why I didn't. But that's alright. We're up to about 94.28 on the mark, after a pretty nice game at 6400 damage. On to the next one. Alright, so we're loading into Pearl River, about 94.28%. Means we need about 7,000 damage, I think, to close out the mark. All tier 10s, 1 artillery. And I have 25 tier 10 3 marks, or 24 considered before this one. And you might be thinking, wow, this guy's kind of good over all the tanks. Just fucking wait and see how this battle goes. So in terms of positioning, I like to take a lot of tanks to the middle here. However, with a low alpha tank like the Strv, I feel like that's a little bit risky. Back here is a decent defensive position, but I don't want to take that off the bat. Going up here can be a nice brawl, and seems my most likely outcome my most likely choice to have a good outcome of about 4,000 combined or higher. However, it is a bit risky. They've got 2 chieftains. Honestly, that alone should kind of be sending me some warning bells. Then, if we look up about 30 seconds into the game, it's always good to take a look at your minimap and then realize, wow, I'm completely fucking alone. So what I should be doing right now is pressing the space key, stopping, and just going back to here, and then I can take a defensive position. Unfortunately, or what I end up doing is pushing into here, and fortunately, due to my fast speed, I make it here before anything else gets lit. But I cannot stay here. That would be extremely suicidal. So I move up to here. I figure chances are you usually don't see anybody up here early game. Maybe I can get some side angles on this. What I should be doing right now really is bailing off, because I can actually safely bail off. So we go into siege mode in case we see a tank over here. We should be able to engage them without too much trouble. And now we have a chieftain behind me, and right as I start turning around, a lion pops up, so it's okay. I can shoot the lion at least. You may have noticed my gun oscillating back and forth. That's just a weird thing with the Strv where it has trouble aiming in. I think it might be just because my rotation speed is so fast. It's very annoying, and I don't know if there's a way to fix that. But that cost me that shot there. At this point, going back here is going to be pretty tough. Yeah, we got 2 heavies coming in, and we got a 4005 here, and I put myself in a very bad position. What I could do is try and rush the line. I think that's at least a 1v1. If the 4005 fires, then I would be able to escape through here. Alright, at this point, I've brawling those chiefs, and I think it's going to go terribly, and pretty much my only choice here, in my mind, is to bail. What I should probably do is suck it up, fight the chieftains, and get about 1,200 to 2,000 damage out. Yeah, it's too late at this point. It's too late. So I decide, okay, I gotta run, and 4005 kills me. Because that was incredibly fucking stupid. And so we have a nice 0 damage game, which takes us down to about 93.2% of the mark. I pretty much made every wrong decision I could have. I should have had that shot in the line. That was kind of, the game fucked me out of that. But yeah, when I didn't see anybody supporting me here, this was clearly already wrong, and I should have backed off. And then taking this fridge was an interesting idea, but without this being closed off, I was bound to get flanked, and I did not capitalize on the amount of what I had in the short amount of time that I had to try and take a fight here. So that was just pretty much the worst thing that I could have done on every level. Let's go on to the next game. Alright, well that was pretty fucking embarrassing, but let's get back to it. So, as I said, 93.2% of the mark. Looks like we got all tier 10s, we got Redshire standard. In terms of positions, this is a very nice defensive position. I'm not sure if I want to take that early game. I kind of like playing here in a heavier tank sometimes. No, actually I don't really like doing that. That's fun in Clan Wars. It sucks in pubs. Generally, I'll go up here in a heavy tank, kind of play back here, or up here depending on our team support. Might play up here. I think what I would do today, right now, is probably go up to here, take this early position. You can get shots on people coming in, you can get shots on people peeking here, and then I should be able to retreat to here if I am paying attention to the match and how it's going. And it looks like that's what I decided to do. Past me decided to do. So we'll see how that goes. In terms of tanks, we got IS-7, VZs, Lions. Really love seeing things like E100s and mice on the enemy team. Makes life a lot easier. But nothing too bullshit on the enemy team, and no artillery, which is really nice. I'm gonna knock down this tree, or try to provide myself a little extra camo. And I should be able to get mostly free pokes here. As long as I just wait in between shots to go dark, we should be all good. But I'd really love to be able to get a tracking shot, and then just totally farm them out, or get some extra assists from it. And as you can see, I'm totally dark until I fire here, even at a distance of like what, 150 meters. All right, looking about even on this fight, which is perfect for me. That C77 also looks to be over peaking. It hasn't been punished yet, so that's not a bad angle. I just back down a little bit extra. He's clearly looking at me, so I'm worried about firing. But we're the quickest gun in the West. Alright, and if it works but stupid ain't stupid. Yeah, he's just getting fucked on. A little bit risky, but I just go for the extra poke because he's tracked. There could be tank destroyers back here, could still line shots on us, up on us, or if there's a guy kind of in this area, but it looks like there is not right now. And a little bit of a shot on him. Take it. Honestly, only worry here is that we look to be doing pretty decently. My guys could over push this, and that would spell trouble. I went a little bit low. I can we're definitely getting some green there. Oh well. As long as this remains stagnant, we'll just keep on getting free damage on the pokes, so I'm happy. because that 277 might be trying to retreat. Alright. Yeah, as I was worried, my guys have now moved up. Considering trying to poke over to here and then look down on them, I'm not sure how great a shots I would be able to get there. That's a little awkward. Not Amex must be over here and have lit me. But yeah, with that IS-7 dead, it's definitely looking like we're gonna get aggro here, and I'm gonna need to do something if I want to get more damage. And I guess this is a replay bug, but yeah, 4.94 second reload on it. And I think I did shell out for intuition, although I don't think it really ever ended up mattering. That is a questionable poke. You know, if I can hit the hatch on the 277, I should be able to do damage, but I'm in a really bad position. If this guy is smart, he can just use heat or AP to just go straight for my lower hull. And he's just in an extremely good position compared to me. So I should just leave, and we'll see how long it takes me to learn that. Alright, there we bled 1,000 hit points for no reason, nice. E4 would be a nice target. So getting up to onto here, if I can do it, yeah, so that was bad, because I didn't have enough, that was too stupid an angle. But getting up onto here, I might be able to actually do a little bit more, and just kind of stay safe from the 277. God. A little bit of a backed off just a little bit and kind of peeked over backwards, so I lost that shot. That's alright. Alright, and we've now bled 1,500 hit points for 0 additional damage. So we should probably leave now. And I'm fortunately just barely able to escape with my life. I need about 1,000 more combined to break even on the mark. E4 is definitely a good target. The AMX is... Oh, the AMX died at some point, so that's great. So that means that we should be able to stay here fairly safely. Considering blind shotting to this, I'd rather wait for them to get lit instead of scaring them off with poorly placed shots. If the E4 gets lit, that'd be great, or the Strv gets lit, that'd also be great. If I see trees going down here, though, I might opt to take a shot. At this point, with those two guys dead, definitely worried that we're going to get over-pushed on this flank. And thinking about what time I want to get back into this position, but I don't want to lose these shots, so I'm going to hold out here a little bit longer. Now, we are horribly down on hit points. Now, not all of the tanks have been lit in my render range. We don't really know the hit points of these two guys. Alright, let's take a quick shot there. And another one. And yeah, with that E4 dead, definitely thinking about running. Could also get back into this position back here, but I think getting back here is the best bet. If I can get the I guess I take up this position. If I can get the E5 to this position and then meet this to that corner, that'd be best. Alright, he's fucking dead. E4 fired so that I know that I have about a 12-second window to just get some more shots off. Oh well. And once they get to me, I'm toast, so I just need to get as much damage in as I can before that happens. A little bit unlucky. He keeps pushing this up. As you can see, I have a little hole in between him and the tank, which I can take. I'm not quite sure he realizes this. We'll take it. That was a bit of a weak shot. And I can kill with the line. But I was able to get an extra 1,600 damage off at the end of the game there, making it not terrible. That bumps it up to about 93.63%. On to the next one. Alright, so we're on Westfield, 2 artillery, standard, all tier 10s. And you might notice something interesting is that we've actually spawned high today instead of low, which is very nice. So we should be able to make our little nest back here in these bushes and stay dark the whole game and just get lots of farm. In specific situations, I might try to go up here because I do have the kind of ability to play aggressively, but I mean, why would I not just take these nice bushes and sit and snipe? Especially on this side, the bowl is a bit safer compared to on the other side where you're still exposed even if you have good concealment. So I knocked these trees down in kind of a specific way to try and just create the best, most coverage of the area. And especially as a low tank, this should give me really good concealment from all angles wherever they poke. And now that we have created our nest, we wait. I periodically just zoom out to see exactly where they're going. We've got a cross about here that I can sometimes get shots in on. Then another cross here if they try and get up to here, and then obviously they can just poke the ridge a lot. And with 350 pen, I can pretty much go for anything at it if that I can get good angles on. Playing in this position, the risks are not lining up the bushes properly and then having a hole in the bushes and getting spotted through it, or making them go transparent, or making them go transparent and then firing. And then the other risk is somebody getting here is kind of going to get a good angle on you and potentially spot you. And then the final risk is that you just miss all your fucking shots because you're bad at the game. Oh, that's painful to see. But we have a 4.94 second reload for a reason. Yeah, so don't do what he did. There is room for multiple tanks to play here, so that was entirely a skill issue on his part. Alright, get a nice tracking and damaging shot. There is a little angle where you can hit the track, through the track into the upper front hole, although I'm not able to line that up. I go into third person here, and as you can see, that shell did not explode. It did hit him. And then that one went through where he was, so he must have repaired his track at that point. Alright, goes a little bit high, oh well. Could help for a slightly better shot, but that's alright. 215B is being annoying, not really getting anything good on him. And so far we're like 3 minutes into the game. I'd hope to have a little bit more than 1200 damage. I mean, maybe 1600 because we had a couple blind shots on the Super Conk. The 60 TP especially, we really should have landed some more shots on. I don't even know where that one went. Alright, looks like the 265 might be peeking. Oh, the 215B wants to do that. That's great. Looks like he's actually facing away from me. And if I can just perma-track in here, that's fucking perfect. Going for a dragon shot, it must have gone high. That's alright. This is pretty much the best possible case scenario for a Strv. There's a little hole in the front of the E3 turret that I pointed out in my video on that I'm trying to line up, but unable to. My only real worry is that my team doesn't bleed enough, and then they decide that they can overpush, and then I have to get aggressive. Now, there's no real aggressive play I can make at this point that would provide value. Best to just sit here and keep farming. Unfortunately, it looks like most of the rest of the map is stagnant. If necessary, you can peek up in these bushes and then roll back to light your own targets, but that is not really at all necessary in this game. And there's definitely lots of different tanks who can play this position, not just the Strv. Most tank destroyers can play it, and even some tanks like the 50B or like a Leopard 1 would make sense to play here, depending on depending on the enemy team. Anything that can't really play the hold down fight well. Alright, we're about 49 or 3,900, which is about even for the mark. I'm a little bit worried that we've kind of seemed to abandon this area. If we get pushed out here, that would be unfortunate. I wouldn't really be able to support too well until maybe, unless they maybe like went right here. I was trying to line up the shot in third person and did not do a great job of that. But now hopefully I can hold the angle, and if he pokes again, I'll be able to get it. EBR is being a hero and going and getting their artillery, which I will never complain about. Gonna speed this up until we get the next engagement. This is definitely a game of patience. There's not really any aggressive play I could make that would provide any value to the team at this point in the game. Alright. And I guess we missed the blind shot, or maybe we hit and low rolled. As you can see, this push is actually transparent at that point, which means that if he had really good range, he could have lit me. Unfortunately, he does not. He got a little blind shot for the debris there. Or not a blind shot, just a shot for cover. I missed a shot there. Probably went a little bit low on that one. That EBR is extremely worrisome down there. Fortunately, I have good enough camo that he did not light me. If I can pick him off, that would be huge. Need to lead a little bit. I have a 1450 shell velocity, which is pretty good. And he's all wheeled, so I should be able to get the finish on him. And I think he hit like a debris right as I did that. But we picked him off. Alright, down a tank, but up a little hit points it looks like. As long as we don't lose all our team, this is a great situation. At this point, I am actually considering finally moving up. The grill and TVP are here, and Big Lit, I want to be able to get good shots on them. Don't quite have a shot on that E3. I could probably move into here and get a kill shot on him. I can actually use my hit points at this point, and I don't want to just wait out the whole game. About 6,800 combined, which is pretty solid. I believe I have about 350 tracking and about the 350 spotting, so getting some extra spotting on this grill would actually be perfectly fine way to finish this game out. Get an extra 1,800 on him, not a problem. Given how little time is left in the game, I just decide whatever happens to the 780 happens. Let's just get some farm on. A little bit unlucky. Switch to HE. Also been firing a lot of shots this game, as you can see. I'm almost out. And now we'll just see what we can do about him. So we got about 1,300 assists on the grill, which is pretty solid. Now I just need the Super Conqueror to get himself murdered. This is putting us at about 9k combined currently. Alright, if he shoots me, whatever. He has a very angled lower hole, so I don't know exactly how that happened, but we'll take it. And that puts us about 10k combined, which puts it at 95.14 on the mark, and finishes it off. Alright, so with that last battle, we jumped from 93.63% all the way to 95.14, and managed to close out the mark. undoing our catastrophic Pearl River defeat. So, in conclusion, the lots of good things to say about this tank. In terms of bad things, it is definitely prone to fires and artillery magnet. Although even the 60 games that I was playing to finish up the mark really did not show. For the 60 games that I played, I think I had about 4,000 average damage, which pretty happy with. Especially considering the mark is about 3,900, 3,950. I think it's a very interesting and versatile tank to play, and it can do something on most maps, which is a frustration that I kind of had with some of the other tank destroyers, where they felt very hard to play, or impossible to play versus hard to play. The Strv is definitely hard to play aggressively. That is an option at least, and that absolutely devastating rate of fire and DPM, I cannot get enough of. So don't think, if I was doing this again, definitely don't think I would change anything up with this. Having that 4.94 second reload is just hilarious. And also, in terms of mission utility, I think that this is a really good contender for completing Tank Destroyer 15 of Honors, which is 8,000 damage and 6 enemy kills and win, which is an extremely hard mission to complete. I don't actually have that on my main, and I need that on Armor Piercing Reroll, my free-to-play account, to get the 260. And I've been using the Grill and Chafee in order to try that out, and it is a bitch. So with all that, go get yourself a Strv. All right, have a good one, everybody.